Yo, what's going on, miners? Money King here. Today we're going to be taking another look at the, 11 cards now. I'm taking this one out because I'm going to be doing some hash rate testing on the A2000, so stay tuned for that video. Now, I've had lots of problems with this rig, having so many different cards on here. The one thing that this motherboard has always had a trouble with, though, and a lot of people have asked me this question, is you have to have a monitor hooked up in order for it to post. There wasn't any headless operation, but I do have a thumb drive right here that I'm going to be putting the BIOS on. It's a BIOS update for headless operation, so hopefully we don't have to keep having a stinking monitor hooked up to this mining motherboard. I don't know what ASRock's thinking. Why would you make it have to have a monitor hooked up to it? Makes no absolute sense to me. Now, the next thing I do need to do is I need to disconnect all the GPUs from the board, because otherwise it will post into one of these and I'm not going to go search for it. So we're going to just unplug them all, so to go default into the integrated graphics, and then we'll play around in there. So give me 1 minute. Alright guys, I got everything unplugged. Yes, this isn't very traditional. You should unplug it the correct way, but I want to get it out of the way. So any of the ones that were touching the motherboard, I just took off the little PCIe, little ×1 adapter. All the other ones are just gonna dangle down. They're not touching anything, they're not touching each other, so they won't short out or anything like that, okay? So I have my monitor right here. I got my keyboard. So let's go ahead and let's get this thing to go into the BIOS, and let's try to do this BIOS update so we can get headless operation. See if I can't reach my hand in here. Turn the power on. Probably not gonna like me. I might even have to reset the CMOS if this thing is picking a GPU, even though the last time I remember doing this, I set it to integrated graphics. Okay, so all I had to do was just hit the reset button, and it did get into the BIOS. So this motherboard, I'm using a 3930 with 4 gigs of RAM. So let's go ahead and use the keyboard here, and let's try to do this BIOS update. Okay, so you're going to want to direct yourself to the tool section right here, and then I put a bunch of different variations on here, but you're going to want this Q270 Pro BTC 1.11 ROM file, which is the BIOS file, right? So we're going to hit enter, and please be sure not to lose power during this point. Make sure everything is good to go, and then we're going to hit enter. Okay, so it came back up, it was posting to the board, and now it is doing the instant flash. Right now we're roughly 15%, so just give me a few minutes, and I'm going to wait for this to get done. I'm sorry about the glare. There's only one light in my garage, so I apologize for that. I think she's doing a few cycles right now to get her configuration. Yep, I got the keyboard light. Here's the motherboard on the screen here to show you where all the cards are plugged in. We're gonna hit delete to get back into our BIOS. Okay, so now I want to see about the integrated graphics. Let's go to, okay, so our primary graphics adapter is our primary graphics adapter is set to PCIe Express. We're going to change that to onboard graphics. Enable this option right here for the iGPU multi-monitor. What will happen is if you put it to disable, it will disable integrated graphics when an external graphics card is installed. No, we want it to stay integrated graphics. You better listen to me this time, damn motherboard. Okay guys, so I kind of went through the BIOS. I don't see any options though about the headless operation. I don't know if it's just automatic or is it in the chipset here. So going to see if it's just automatic or not. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's get this booted back up and see if it'll post if I disconnect the monitor. Let's see if it comes up in Hive OS. All right guys, just want to show you there, you can see the lights blinking on the USB that I put back in for my Hive OS, as well as the Anakin rig has returned. So this BIOS update does work. Please do so at your own risk. And you know, I don't guarantee anything. It worked for me. As you can see, I do not have my monitor plug in. This is going to my keyboard. As you can see, the monitor is off. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your guys' support. Hopefully this was helpful. I went over a few settings in the BIOS that I changed, so this way it would hopefully work properly. Pretty happy with the outcome so far. Now I need to figure out the next video. So either, I don't know if it's gonna be my next video, but maybe Friday, the video will be on how to get all of these cards to properly mine. Because right now this thing is just being a huge pain in my butt. So all right, guys, just remember, this is the Mining King giving you the most hashes, and I'll see you next time.